Morning, YouTube family. How y'all doing today? Let me start off by wishing everybody a happy holiday. And I know you're probably saying, Doc, it's the middle of the week, man. What are you talking about, happy holiday? Well, every day above ground, every day in good health is a holy day or holiday. You understand? So celebrate every day. Celebrate every breath. Celebrate every smile. Celebrate every hug. Just celebrate your life. Because laughter, my friend, is the best medicine. And with that, it's time for your daily dose. I want to thank everybody again for supporting me and for all your comments and for all your questions. I guarantee you I will get to each and every one. Today's question comes to me from a young lady who's transitioning to a different stage of life. And she writes, I will be graduating high school this year, and I have plans on going to college to pursue a career as an IT tech. Congratulations. My problem is my boyfriend. He quit high school in his junior year, does not have a job, and hangs out with the gang. He has told me many times that he wants to have my baby, and if I don't, he wants me to have his baby, and if I don't, then he will find someone else that will. I love my boyfriend very much and don't want to lose him, but at the same time, I don't want to have a baby right now. What should I do? Well, first of all, let me start off by saying, congratulations. Taking that step to further your education is a huge accomplishment. Not just in life, not just academically, but also mentally. To set a standard and a goal for yourself and to take the necessary steps to begin achieving that goal does wonders, does miracles for self-confidence, right? So again, I applaud you for your decision to further your education, to pave a way for a potentially better future for yourself, for those around you, and in the future, your family, if you so choose to take on that responsibility. Now, to the subject of your boyfriend. First of all, that word has plagued us for a long time. Boyfriend, girlfriend. And our perception and our idea of what those words mean have really caused a lot of friction with a lot of people. Because in my assessment, in my observation, and the many moons that I've been here, I've seen that people take this word and then try to fit other people into the definition of this word. And in my assessment, I think people should allow situations to play out honestly. And then if you so choose, construct or adopt a word that defines the paradigm for which you find yourself operating in, instead of choosing a paradigm and then trying to fit yourself and someone else inside of that paradigm and then operating inside of that construct. It can get a little dicey. Now, let's see. Let's tackle this piece by piece, because this is a very, very, very common issue. And again, I thank you for presenting this issue, because I'm sure there are a lot of young ladies and young men who are facing this exact dilemma. So here we go. Let's get into this. Okay, IT tech, congratulations. I'll probably need you one day to help me boost up my YouTube page. Okay. You say your boyfriend dropped out of school in his junior year, does not have a job, and hangs with the gang. Okay, let's tackle that. He dropped out of school his junior year. Okay. There have been several individuals who have gone on to be very productive businessmen, businesswomen, outstanding citizens in the community, parents, or just individuals on a basic level who did not graduate high school. However, if the goal in life is to achieve certain objectives, certain goals, we are living in a time where academic performance speaks volumes for you. A lot of times it can open doors, a lot of times it can close doors, and often it can take the doorknob off of doors. So there will be no chance of access. Okay? First thing. Second of all, you say here, he hangs with the gang. Okay, now we're talking. Now, these are the things that we really have to get into. Because one conversation that I always suggest young men, have with their significant other, as well as women and young women. What is your particular philosophy on life? Now, to some, that question may sound strange. And that in itself is an indicator. Some may say something like, I don't know, I want to be rich. And although that is a goal, I don't believe there's a philosophy. A lot of time, the philosophy that goes with being rich is by any means necessary. And that is a philosophy. And when we're talking about money, that could be a dangerous philosophy. Now, when we're talking about individuals who are involved with gangs and gang life, or fascinated by either of the two or both, we have to stop and ask ourselves the all-important question: who, what, when, where, how, but most importantly, why? Why, YouTube? Why is this young man involved in a gang? Where is his sense of belonging? Where is his sense of identity? Where were the male figures in his life, in his impressionable years, in his formative years? And if there were male role models in his life, what were they showing him? What behavior was he shown to model? And yes, these questions sound very judgmental, but it's not judgmental. Remember, this is your life. This is your life. And if you will take time to examine an outfit in the mall to make sure it's going to fit, then you also need to examine other aspects that you're going to put into your life closet to make sure that it's fitting right. You understand? Because some things, once you buy it, it's yours. Okay? And that goes for emotional baggage. Once you buy emotional baggage, it's yours. Okay? Now, if possible, maybe you could talk with your boyfriend and see what his goals in life are. If he identifies with this gang because he sees no other place to identify himself, or is he modeling behavior? See, what we have to understand is that, and I believe Tina Turner said it best, what's love got to do with this? And although love plays a major part in the world today, love does not play the leading role. Logic should guide emotion and not vice versa. Because if you meet someone when they're 17 years old, that means they have been alive 17 years and have been shaped and molded by 17 years of experience before you ever said hello. Now, a lot of times we think love and the want to love can cure all ills. And as pleasing as that sounds to the ear, it's not realistic. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but hey, everything cannot be happy-go-lucky. There are harsh realities. Now, as far as this particular case goes, if anyone gives you an ultimatum of either you subject yourself to my will or I'm done with you, that is an ultimate indicator of control issue and also repression. Young ladies and young men, as well as grown women and grown men, oftentimes your accomplishments in the face of others forces them to look in the mirror. And the mirror is the scariest place of all, because there is no lying to the man or woman in the mirror. There is only responsibility and accountability in the mirror. However, if I can make your reflection in your mirror as regretful as the image in my mirror, then we are now equals again. I feel no sense of worthlessness. I do not feel beneath, because we have leveled the playing field. However, the playing field is not leveled because one individual may aspire for more or aspire to take on this responsibility at another time, but because they were not true and honest with themselves, they allowed someone else's will to be done. And when someone else's will is imposed upon you, consciously or unconsciously, then more often than not, the end result is resentment. And this we have to be honest and open about. What good, or what does it profit a man or woman to gain the world and lose his or her soul? Now that statement can be taken in multiple ways. For the sake of this conversation, let's consider it in this way. If your boyfriend or girlfriend is your entire world, or so you think, and so you sacrifice your ambition, your aspiration, and your goal that dwells deep down in your soul, then you have just gained your world, but you have lost your soul. And at the end of the day, there is no profit in that. There is no profit mentally. There is no profit spiritually. And there is no profit regarding relationship. When one of the two individuals involved has to settle, then we are setting the stage for resentment and contempt. Now, if your goals are not in line with your significant other's goals, then chances are you will go separate ways. You can come to an agreement. You can sit down and communicate with each other and work through the differences. However, if your goals are in direct conflict with your significant other's goals, then there will be a point in the road where you also will be in direct conflict with your significant other along this journey that we call relationships. You know, back when I was a youth, many moons ago, I got advice from the greatest doctor of all, Dr. Mom. And Dr. Mom told me this. She said, son, if you hang out with 5 negative friends, you will be the 6th. You understand? Not by any choice of your own, but by default. You understand? And as selfish as some of these things may sound, always start from the basic premise. You are responsible for your life and the quality of it. You cannot change the people around you. You can change the people around you. A lot of times, we are not taught to love ourselves as much or even more than we love the next. But in loving ourselves, we experience that feeling. And the divinity and the righteousness comes when we decide that, hey, I want others around me to experience the love that I feel. And so we share our love of self with others. You understand? And from that point of self-awareness, we accomplish all things. From self-awareness. Young woman, do not settle. Attempt to talk to your boyfriend. Let him know what your plans are. Let him know how much you aspire to achieve your goals. And at the end of the day, you have to remember, whether you're religious, non-religious, spiritual, non-spiritual, wisdom is wisdom. And this is a bit of wisdom that I hope you take with you. I'm sure we're all familiar with the Serenity Prayer. But if not, go to a little something like this. God, give me the strength and courage to change the things that I can change. The wisdom to know the difference between the things that I can change and cannot change. And the serenity to accept those things. Now, granted, it may not, probably doesn't go in that order, but the message is the same. Know what you can and cannot change. Have the wisdom and the awareness to know, and the serenity to accept. You understand? Because remember, your behavior is your responsibility, not the behavior of others. You can show someone the way, but you cannot make them walk that way. And at the end of the day, you have to answer for the state and the condition of your own life. And we cannot blame others, because no one can do to you what you don't allow them to do to you. You understand? So with that, I hope I've helped. I hope this sheds a little bit more light on the situation. And again, I wish you much continued success. Keep shooting for the stars. Keep your feet on the ground. You understand? Stay golden. And that is your daily dose. Peace.